Now I actually have received quite a few PMs of people asking me how I record my RuneScape footage, gameplay, whatever you want to call it. Um, and if you haven't noticed, my gameplay is always in HD, and it usually has no like actual lag, like FPS loss or a video lag, whatever you want to call it. And this video I'm just going to show you how I basically do it. It's not the perfect way, but I get good results and you seem to see good results. I haven't really received any complaints of video quality. I haven't actually received one single complaint of video quality in any of my videos. Only audio quality, but with my new microphone I haven't received any audio quality messages recently. So first of all, there's three ways or three different clients I recommend you can use to record your gameplay. First one is the RuneScape website. Pretty much everyone's at least had to have logged on to the RuneScape website at least once. And I really don't recommend using this because sometimes you tend to lag a lot more since it's in your browser, and if you have lots of tabs open and stuff like that, you actually receive a lot of lag. Second option you have is the RuneScape game client. Now to get this you go to community and downloads, or game info and downloads, and yeah, you can download it for Windows. I don't understand why you have a Mac, but if you have a Mac, there it is. And third option, which is what I am currently using. Now I know people are gonna hate me for this, but voila, RSBuddy. RSBuddy isn't a bot anymore. It's just a RuneScape client, and I'll tell you one thing that's really useful about this later, but it's what I'm using right now, and it's actually a lot less laggier than the RuneScape client for some reason, which is surprising. Now, next thing I should tell you is the software I use to record. Software I use is DxTory. This is the website. Don't get afraid with the, I don't know what language that is, Chinese. My apologies if I don't know what it is. But this is pretty much the website. It's a paid software. You can buy it right here for, I believe it's like $60. I'm not so sure because I remember buying it ages ago. I really haven't. Whatever. And you can get a free download, but I think there's quite a few limitations there. Or you can find ways. I'm not gonna describe any, but there's ways to get it. The premium version for free. And when you open up DxTory, loading, Camtasia, you fuck up my computer speed so badly. There you have it. This is what it should look like on your first run. First screen is the target. This really you shouldn't worry about. Next is the color display or FPS overlap. So if I open my lovely client here, RSBuddy, you'll see that this comes up, which tells your current frames per second. And you can change this to whatever you want, and let's make it blue. Okay, it changes to blue, but I prefer it green since green in most languages means you're ready. And the recording color, so say you're recording, it'll change. This feature I find rather useful. It just tells you how big the actual space is that you're capturing. So if you enable that, you can see you're just going to record that much, not the actual X and everything, or RSBuddy. And next, let's see, where did it go? There it is. Next tab, I don't really keep that on since I already know what's going to record, is the folder tab. This is where you basically find whatever folder you want to record your gameplay to. Now this is really important. Make sure you have a hard drive transfer rate, whatever you want to call it, of at least about 80 megabytes or 90 megabytes or megabytes. Yeah, megabytes per hour, not megabits. And what I recommend you do is you keep a separate hard drive, like hard drive partitioning, if you know what that means. Otherwise, just Google it or something, and you basically make a separate hard drive just for your gameplay clips. So this doesn't mess up the writing speed of your PC. So if I actually test this out right now, actually this is going to be pretty shitty because Camtasia is running. No, it seems to be fine. Basically, you just need at least like 90. If you got at least 100, you'll be just fine. And that's pretty much it, which is that's all you need to know about this. Just keep one folder, otherwise it'll randomly or switch between two folders, and you know it's hard when you have to compile all those videos together. Next is the keyboard shortcuts. It really don't matter. This is by default F12, I think. I just keep my page up because it's easier to find. And it doesn't really interfere with anything else I'm doing. Most important tab, the video tab, and this is the codec I use, the Lagarith Lossless codec. The website will be in the description, and you just click this pretty much. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, you click that, and it starts downloading, and you install it. Restart DxTory, and you should have this. Next, you click this little configuration button. Go to the lowest quality. If you think it's going to be terrible quality, look at all my vids. They're all on using this quality, and they seem to be just fine. And these are like, this is medium quality. This is like high quality, which I think like you require at least like 150 megabytes per second hard drive rate. RGB is like true quality. Like I don't think anyone on YouTube uses it. Maybe like the big gamers, but other than that, YV12 is fine for RuneScape, since RuneScape graphics aren't nearly as good as some other games. But like if you're using I don't know, Battlefield 3, YU2 is the way to go. But YU or YV12 works just fine with Battlefield as well. And make sure you check this multi-threading. This really helps your it like, say you have like an i7, you have more than one core, or you can use more than one thread. So this is why you check that, so it uses most of your computer's core, which really helps prevent lag. Next, frame rate, make sure it's 30, because YouTube itself will lower your frame rate from any frame rates per second to 30. Output, keep it file output. Direct show output, I think it has to do with live streaming, which yeah, you can live stream with DxTory, which is pretty awesome, but I don't think you really need that. And then file format, keep it AVI. If you want to keep raw cap, you have to convert it, and raw cap is, again, for those people, no one uses it except like if you want really high quality, but other than that, AVI is fine. Next, the last thing is this include mouse cursor. I personally like to keep that on because it shows a good idea of what I'm actually doing in game. I mean, for some games you really don't need that, but for RuneScape I prefer it being checked. The rest should be the same. If it isn't, just set it there. Next is the audio tab. Now, this is pretty basic. You can record more than one audio track, so by default it's just one and your default audio device, but yeah, my default audio devices are the Logitech G930s. Great headset, the ones I'm using right now. And to add another, like say you want to record your RuneScape sound, you can just press plus, and if you only have your RuneScape on, you can go here to your actual speakers right here, and it'll record your RuneScape gameplay as well. But I just prefer my commentary because my voice is a lot better than the RuneScape music. That's what I think. I mean, if you find RuneScape music good for you, but I really find it annoying at times. Screenshot, I really don't think you're ever going to use screenshot, so just leave this. And last tab that you really need to focus on is the advanced tab. Actually, you only need to focus on one thing: processing threads. Make sure you set this to the maximum, so you get like the maximum speed when whatever recording. And then limit video FPS, never click that. So let's see, let's go into RSBuddy here, And now if I press page up, this is the actual frames per second of your game, which is pretty good. And then this is the FPS of the file that's being created. So in Fraps they're usually the same, but in DxTory they're different. And yeah, I think that's right. And when you press page up, it stops, it saves the file, and then you have it there. If I open it up right here, the one I just made right here, it's been created over here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Hit her right here. There we go. It doesn't actually show the FPS. Actually, it creates two copies for me for some reason, where it shows the video FPS, but you really don't need it to show the video FPS for any reason. Right, and the reason why I prefer using RSBuddy, if you didn't know already, you know right now, that YouTube is based on a 16:9 video ratio, and RSBuddy lets you resize to 720p, 480p, 1080p. Now, for most videos, you should keep it at 720p, which is this size right here. Now, my monitor at like the full screen is probably my full screen is 1920 by 1080, so mine's gonna come like off the screen sort of. 480p, really don't recommend it. It's not gonna work if it's in resizable mode. In fixed mode it might, but I don't think it'll work in resizable. Your like inventory thing is like gonna come all the way up to here, halfway across your map, so that's why I don't recommend it. 720p is the way to go. And if you actually go into your graphics setting tab, you can remove the Runescape toolbar, which really helps, so you don't have to actually remove it when video editing. And that's pretty much this video. It was just to show how I actually record my RuneScape gameplay. If you're wondering what video editing software I use, I know in my description it's been saying Camtasia Studio for most of my videos, but I've actually been using Sony Vegas. It's a lot more harder to use than Sony Vegas, but it's a lot better and faster once you figure out how to use it. And so that wraps up this video pretty much. Like if you found this useful, otherwise fuck off.